So it's 5 o'clock. It is Sunday, April 12th, otherwise known as Easter Sunday for some people. Um, and what a weird day. What a weird day I've had. It's just another roller coaster. But something just started happening that was pretty interesting to me, and I wanted to talk about it from a sort of photography point of view. I started my day today. I did a remote photo shoot for someone who just wanted to sort of immortalize this time that we're going through, and she's with her son, and we actually had a really great time doing it. I think that the experience of doing the shoot became its own experience, so she's going to remember it that way, among other things. Anyway, I mentioned that it's 5 o'clock because until 6 o'clock, Magnum Photos is offering these little prints that are 6 by 6 inches. I think I can show this because it's my, will it work? So all these different Magnum images are available for another hour, and they are a sort of a fundraising mechanism of some sort, I believe for MSF, Médecins Sans Frontières. And I started looking at them, and of course I'm completely overwhelmed because these are some of the most amazing photos you'll ever see, and you can buy any one of them in a cute little, whatever, 6 by 6 inch size for $100. Like I said before, many times before, if I were stuck on a desert island, I'd be taking books with me or art or photos or whatever. But I started to notice how hard it is for me to choose the images that I love. And I started to look at the why behind them. And there was one in particular that was so interesting. I really loved it. I'm close to deciding I would buy it, but it's not a photo that you would ever necessarily think of. So I'm going to show you the photo and then I'll read the description. So here's the photo. And it is by Kiana Hayeri. Here's her description. She says, Maya, not her real name, swims a lap at the pool. Kabul, Afghanistan, November 4th, 2019. Maya learned to swim by watching YouTube videos and practicing at home. When she is in the pool, she cannot hear the crowded, chaotic noise of the city around her. She does not think about suicide bombings or Taliban attacks. She concentrates on her breathing as she moves through the water. One hand in front of the other, exhale. For a small group of women, the swimming pool is a refuge. The clean water, the walls, and the women around them, all sealed off from the male patrons nearby, are a welcome respite from Kabul, Afghanistan's capital. There are 23 public and private pools in Kabul, a city of nearly 6 million people, but only 2 allow women. Taken out of context, this photo of Maya doing laps might reveal a place that's surprisingly normal, and it's a far cry from the way the West often imagines and represents Afghan women as clad head to toe in blue burqas. So there were a lot of things I loved about this photo. The color, the simplicity. It's really, though, it's the story for me that's the most compelling here. It's a story about women. It's a story about being present and following your breath and just being in the moment, making the best of your surroundings. And it's rare and it's beautiful, but it's normal too. And all of these things really speak to me. But there were other photos that I was also drawn to. And I was even surprised. There's a photo here by Malin Fezahai. I hope I'm saying that right. She's actually the photographer who replaced me working with the Malala Fund. And this is a very cool photo that I didn't actually know the story about. So I'll just get the photo. There it is. And it's a wedding in 2014 of two Eritreans who came to Israel as refugees. They were among about 50,000 African asylum seekers living in Israel, mostly from Eritrea and Sudan. It was the first iPhone image ever to be awarded a World Press Photo Award in 2015. When I started out in photography, I was always worried about not being able to afford the best equipment. So for me, winning this award made me realize that you can make do with what you have, and it's what you are seeing in front of you that matters. Also interesting, also something I deeply believe in, that it's not the tool, and obviously not, because I was doing a remote photo session today using a combination of tools, including my computer, their phone, and then afterwards I will be editing some footage that they shot with their phone. Anyway, that's a whole other story, but yeah, I didn't even realize that Malin was, or I hope I'm saying that right, is a Magnum photographer. I guess that's cool. I mean, that is cool. It's just cool that I was doing that job too. Then there are a whole bunch of photos of things I'll probably never see in my lifetime, or places, let's say, like Yemen. I used to be obsessed with the idea of going to Yemen. I don't think it'll happen in my lifetime. There's a beautiful photo of a swimming pool in Cairo. There's so many beautiful views of things. And then, there's another interesting thing I thought, oh, what about the Kennedy photo by Cornel Kappa and the Maryland photo by Philippe Halsman? And then I thought, oh, but, we've all seen those images so many times. So to me, those were interesting if I bought them together and put them together as a pair. What else did I find interesting? Yes, then I loved the idea of supporting a woman photographer, like specifically only purchasing a photo that was made by a woman and had something to say about the condition of women. And so that first one with the swimming pool kind of fell into that category. There's a beautiful one here of, it's by Christina Garcia Rodero. This is in Germany. And it's just a beautiful, moody, I don't know, it says, in 1999, the 10th anniversary of the Berlin Love Parade Festival was celebrated with the motto, "Music is the key." The festival was first staged in 1989, the year of the fall of the Berlin Wall, to unite young people from all over the world through music for the purpose of peace, friendship, love, and joy. Oh, that is like an amazing, beautiful connection to what we're doing now as well. In fact, I have to add that one to my cart. That's really beautiful. Yeah, and I should not be buying art right now, but I love it. It's really, I don't know, that's what makes me happy. I had such a great call yesterday, one of my calls that you'll see shortly, I guess, with my stepmother, talking about music and why she wanted to be a singer and how happy that made her. She never really professionally became a singer, and that's interesting too. And I wonder how many people are going to change the course of their lives because of what we are all going through right now. I read an article today about a woman speaking from her perspective, doing ayahuasca and plant medicine, and this idea that people were reevaluating their lives and coming to something deeper, more internal. She was even proposing that, businesses that were failing needed to fail, needed to fall apart to be rebuilt in a different way, or I don't know, she specifically referenced someone's rib restaurant and said, maybe we need to reconsider the way that we treat animals, and the way we kill them and eat them. Whew. And I was feeling that today. Gosh, this is a totally other subject, but I was starving earlier today, and I went and made myself some tortillas with cheese on them, and I felt so sick for the rest of the day. And I thought, I know better than this. I know better than to eat things that make me feel horrible, like cheese. And I was actually asking myself when I was going to stop doing that. You know this makes you feel horrible. Why do you do it? You know this makes you struggle. Why do you do it? So these are the questions that I'm just messing with today. No particular answers. Again, never have any answers. But now I only have 50 minutes to figure out which of these amazing pictures I would like to add to my collection. Because I do love collecting art. That's another thing that came up yesterday talking to Susan. Yeah, it's really, if you love art and if you love just all the different expressions that humans have of beauty and connection, it's really hard not to collect it, not to support it, not to support the artists who make it. I also last night discovered it's such a beautiful idea on Facebook. It's called The View from My Window. And right now, I remember about 555,000 people had joined this group, which sounds like an administrative nightmare to me. But so 500,000 people are already there sharing the view from their window. I shared the view from my window, which is a flag at half staff flying in the opposite direction that we normally show an American flag. Spring is about to spring. My cherry tree is about to bloom. The flag's at half staff, which sort of speaks to what's going on. It's Easter, so I included the mullions of my window as a sort of cross. So it looks pretty normal. It looks like a really normal little snap out of a window, but it was pretty well considered. I can't help it. It's how I see the world. It's how I connect to the world. And the thing I love about this photo with the dancing people is how you actually can't see them. It reminds me of a dream or sort of, I don't know, how we see each other after we die or something like that. It's so mysterious and otherworldly. I love that. Anyway, that's enough for today. See you tomorrow. Or not, because I can't figure out how to turn this off. Hello? Where is it? There we go.